Now, let's move on to Harry and Meghan, and they've again shown themselves to be hysterical, victim-playing fantasists after exaggerating their paparazzi car chase. Their claims of being involved in a near-catastrophic car chase have been challenged by New York authorities. The New York Police Department issued a statement saying the Duke and Duchess of Sussex arrived at their destination and there were no reported collisions, injuries or arrests. And the driver also said, I don't think I would call it a chase. I never felt like I was in danger. They were quiet and seemed scared, but it's New York. It's safe. I mean, Daisy, anyone who's been to Manhattan knows to have some sort of a car chase, 2-hour car chase, where there's so much traffic, so many pedestrians, so many traffic lights. It's fanciful stuff, but this couple seemed desperate to be victims.
Yeah, you know, Rita, that was my exact thought. Anyone who's ever spent time in Manhattan, and I have, the thought of having a sort of chaotic, catastrophic car chase, from my experience, it sort of can't happen. I mean, the city is built like a grid. It's got these really short blocks like that. There are red lights everywhere. There's always traffic. There was evidently an event on, so there would have been probably even more traffic. So if they were having some sort of catastrophic car chase, it'd be like, beep, beep, there'd be no sort of continuity there. So I don't know how they could possibly think that people would buy that. And apparently, Rita, they felt so unsafe that they actually got out of one car, exposed their persons to the evil paparazzi, and then got into a yellow taxi. If you're that unsafe, why would you get out of the car? I mean, talk about, as you say, desperate to be victims. And I'll tell you just quickly who's going to be very upset by this is Prince William. How completely distasteful, evoking these images of their mother. He must be ready to throw things. He'd be so angry about this.
Well, that's what I was going to talk to you about, James, because, of course, as soon as you hear this, you think about Diana and what happened. And Harry repeatedly seems to cast Meghan in that Diana role. I mean, has he got something in his mind where he sees what happened to Diana possibly happening to his wife, or sees her treatment as being similar? It's not in any way whatsoever, but he seems, I don't know, he seems to have a need, James, to see it that way.
I think, Rita, and I don't want to be cynical, but it's hard not to. I think he has a need for footage for his next Netflix series, and he has a need for publicity. There is that. You know, there were paparazzi photos of them in this near catastrophic car chase. Well, Harry's in the back seat, no seatbelt, with his phone out, filming the thing. You've got to wonder what the footage is going to be for. I'm sure we'll see it in an episode of The Furious Ginger and The Fast Whinger. So I think that's what this is all about. And the sad thing, to be serious for a moment, for Harry and Meghan, is they have told so many lies and so many exaggerations that if they were involved in something serious, most of us wouldn't believe it because the boys cried wolf too many times.
Well, that is true. Now, before I go, I want to ask you two about this fantastic idea by Qantas, of all companies. You know, I give Qantas plenty of criticism because they deserve it, but they've announced they'll allow you to pay to keep the middle seat free. You don't have to buy the whole seat. It's not that expensive, but you can pay a fee depending on how long the flight is. It can be as little as, say, $40, $50, James. And you don't have to sit next to anybody. That's just a winner, yes?
No, I think it's a terrible idea. Qantas are only doing this to try to make a few dollars out of seats that are already empty. They're only offering it on flights that have got empty seats, so you're better off rolling the dice. You know, when you go online and you book either the window or the aisle.
I don't want to roll the dice because there are people silly enough who do not do seat selection, even on an empty plane, and they end up next to you and you're looking at the row behind you, there's nobody there. Don't leave it up to chance.